What's the difference between a mortgage in principle and a mortgage offer? Okay, mortgage in principle. Well, firstly, it has a few different names. Mortgage in principle, agreement in principle, decision in principle, pre-approval. And then there's the mortgage offer, which is totally different. So mortgage in principle is just in principle, and the checks that are done to get a mortgage in principle are generally not as in-depth as the checks that are done to get a mortgage offer. So first, you get a mortgage in principle. For example, if you're looking to buy a house, you'll want a mortgage in principle to make sure you can get a mortgage and see how much you could borrow. And if I get a mortgage in principle for my clients, what I do is I speak to the lender directly and I tell the lender anything that I think is going to be important to them. So if my client's not on a permanent contract, or if they've got a credit problem, or any other criteria that I think the lender needs to know, I like to tell them this in advance. So if the lender says, yes, we're okay with that, then I do an affordability check, and the lender looks at the income versus the outgoings and decides whether the lender thinks my client can afford the mortgage. And if that passes, I then do a credit check using a soft credit search, which doesn't affect my client's credit score. And if that passes, then I get a certificate that I can give to my client, and that's the mortgage in principle. And it says, yes, in principle, you could be approved to borrow this amount. After my client finds a house and has an offer accepted and chooses a solicitor, we then apply for the mortgage, and the lender will do their own checks. They will check the documents. They'll check things like pay slips, bank statements. They'll do a more in-depth credit check. They'll also check the property that my client wants to buy, make sure it's worth what my client is paying for it. And if they're happy with all of that, then they'll issue the mortgage offer. So the checks have been more in-depth and you've been 100% approved. The lender's done all of the checks and they're happy. And from there, it's really just waiting for the legal side. When you're purchasing a property, the mortgage side is taken care of once you've got the mortgage offer. So mortgage in principle, it's in principle. It's not guaranteed. It's different from a mortgage offer, and the checks are not as in-depth. Mortgage offer means the lender has checked everything and they're happy.